Alright, what's up, fools? This is Jose. This is going to be my second episode for the podcast. It's going to be called Mandela Effect. It's going to be on conspiracy theory about the Mandela Effect. Let me know what you guys think about it. Let me know questions, what you guys are thinking about each topic that I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to give you a few that I looked up and see what you think about them. So, first off, did a little research, so I was looking about it, and then the first off, why you're gonna be wondering why is it called the Mandela effect? I call it the Mandela effect because Nelson Mandela was in jail in prison for in the 1980s, and people supposedly remember him dying in jail, so they didn't think he was still alive, and then he got out of jail, and people thought he died, but people thought he died in prison. So that's why his name, Nelson Mandela, is associated as the Mandela effect, which is pretty accurate with a lot of the stuff we're going to talk about. So the first example that I looked up, and these are just a couple examples or things that other people think. They're not like what everybody thinks, and then I'll get into all the different stuff as well, and then I'll give you my opinion on what I think about it. So the first one is going to be my opinion on the Mandela effect is that a lot of these brands, they used to have different names or different branding just for the brand stuff, and that they changed it, remarketed, made new logos and stuff like that. So that explains some of them, but it's not going to explain all of them. Like the Bearstein Bears didn't exist. It's the Bearstein Bears. I personally remember it being the Bearstein Bears. When I was younger, I remember it being like that, the Bearstein Bears. I remember it being like the first, like 3 or 4 books. It was Bearstein, and then after that, it was Bearstein, and if not, it might just be a different book. That's what I remember it being, the Bearstein Bears. But a lot of people remember it as well as kids. Next one is going to be the Looney Tunes. People remember it being Looney Tunes, TONNS, and not TUNES. But I personally remember it being Tunes, TUNES. So then there's that. Another one, Curious George's tail. People remember him having a tail, but all the books show him as not having a tail. Even like the little shows. So I kind of remember it being a tail, but when I thought about it, it's maybe just that we associate monkeys with tails. So when we think about it, we remember it as being a tail. Like he had a tail, but he didn't have a tail the whole time. The other one, Oscar Mayer Wiener versus Mayer Wiener. Just the spelling. That one could be either or. Fruit Loops. It says that Kellogg's Fruit Loops is FROOT Loops, and that people swear they remember it being fruit as FRUIT, Fruit Loops. So there's that. The Monopoly Man and his little monocle. People remember him having a monocle in the logo or stuff like that. I personally don't remember him having a little monocle, but I guess it's like because the rich people are associated with having monocles, so they would be like, "Oh, that's the Monopoly Man." Like in Ace Ventura, he's like in the scene, he's like, "And you must be the Monopoly Man." And he has a little monocle, stuff like that. People remember that. Pikachu's tail. This one, It's a little weird too, because I remember him being a regular, but I swear I felt like in one of the newer versions of Pikachu they had the black tail, so I searched it up, and they do it's Pikachu evolution. It's a little baby Pikachu with a black tail and black ears, but it doesn't look like Pikachu. Cause I know there was one with a black tail, so it was that. I guess it's that one. Everyone would associate that one with having the regular original Pikachu with the black tail or something like that. But people say he had a black tail. A lot of people draw Pikachu with the black tail or like the black tip of the tail. So I don't know about that one. There's the hyphen and Kit Kat. People remember Kit Kat having a little hyphen in between of that. So that one, I think it had a hyphen, but it never had a hyphen. Fruit of the Loom logo said it had a cornucopia, the little like basket behind the fruit. And I remember having that too, so I don't know if it's just like a memory or probably seen like something out, or like probably like Thanksgiving when they used to draw Thanksgiving stuff. It would be the like fruit basket with the cornucopia in the background. Maybe it's that, and we think it was the Fruit of the Loom logo, but technically the Fruit of the Loom logo never had it, so people remember that. Cheese It or Cheese Its. People remember having a Z at the end, Cheese Its, but it's really Cheese It. So that one, I felt like it had a Z at the end too. If not, we just called it Cheez Its, I guess. Double stuffed Oreos. People remember double stuffed Oreos having two F's at the end. So, and now it only has STUF, only one F. So, I don't know. A lot of these are weird too. Life is like a box of chocolates. Forrest Gump never said life is like a box of chocolates. He only said, Mama said life was like a box of chocolates. And if you watch the movie, his mom does say life is like a box of chocolates, but Forrest never says that. And people swear that Forrest Gump said life is like a box of chocolates. And it's like, no, life was like a box of chocolates. So that one, little solvable. Mirror, mirror on the wall from Disney. Whoever said mirror, mirror on the wall, magic mirror on the wall. That's what it originally said. There's the song Queen. Everyone that we are the champions. Everyone remembers him saying of the world, but it technically never says of the world in the song. So everyone's like, what's going on with that? But people also say if you watch the actual Freddie Mercury and Queen's last performance, the AIDS performance, where they played the biggest crowd in the world at that time. At the end of when they play that song, he says of the world. So maybe that's why a lot of people believe it would say of the world. Mr. Rogers' theme song. Everybody believes he says it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, but technically he says it's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. And people don't remember that. I kind of remember that because I used to watch Mr. Rogers a lot when I was a little kid. He says in this neighborhood, and then he puts his little jacket, a little train comes by. There's also Neil Armstrong's death. People don't remember him dying, or that people believe that he died a long time ago, but technically he died in 2012. A lot of people don't believe that. There's another one, the Tinkerbell. In Disney, people believe they remember Tinkerbell writing Disney in the words. They believe that she was writing it in the words, and with her wand, but in a lot of the old movies and stuff, it shows her riding it like with her, like just flying around and riding it. So people think that is a part of one. But also, I think because in the Disney, the like 2000s, the channel, they started writing stuff with the wand for the Disney Channel. And I think they probably did one with Tinkerbell on that show. So people think that she wrote Disney with her wand. Technically, she doesn't. And also, there's a Mandela Effect movie. If you want to check that out, I haven't checked it out. But yeah, that's basically some examples. There's probably some more if you look up and see for yourself what kind of stuff they're doing in there. But yeah, and then I just wanted to give you guys my opinion on that. So, like I tell a lot of people, it's a lot of branding. People rebrand it, so like they probably had a lot of the old stuff, like how you remember it, and then now it's different because they change it. Especially like movies too, like people remember them